able to come here and join some of Leah's family, and so thank you for the locals for showing up. When I was thinking of what to say, I just wanted to write a poem, because that's the only thing that I remember about Dad. He was my influence. I'm trying to think, when did this love of writing rhymes start? And I think back, it was probably when I was 17 and I was in love for the first time. And I wrote to my girlfriend at the time, "I love you more than my favorite dish, bagels with butter and tuna fish." She was smitten by it. So then after that, I think Leah knows that I would write her poems for every occasion. Birthdays, Valentine's, I've come to expect it. Now it's feeling like pressure. And I think when our son was born, Jake, sucking on my binky, when my pants get stinky, I haven't slept a winky because I'm sucking on my binky. My friends Matthew and Spats know we have an annual St. Patrick's Day dinner, and I insisted on the tradition of bringing limericks after we've been doing this. It's poetry, it's Irish. They would bring 2, I would bring 10 to read. So it kind of just flows. So what I would like to do is just read my poem for Dad. I'm writing you this poem, Dad, for you're my inspiration, for giving me the gift of rhyme and snappy conversation. In order to prepare a speech, I figured that I ought to write a rhyme that's just in time in tribute to the Fada, which is what he would sign every poem to me when he would send me checks at school. Your wit and charm help get us through even the hardest days, although your family's quite familiar with all of your cliches. And I think that is how we remember Dad the most, is through his famous cliches. For instance, when you leave the John with scents harmful to noses, we'd hear you declare to anyone near, "What'd you expect, roses?" I'll wait for it. I was trying to teach Bob after that I touched turn to shit, wait for it. You took the cue well. So that was good. Growing up, you taught us manners as soon as we were able, and if we didn't, you launched right in with elbows off the table. I clean my plate at every meal, of that you can be sure, for you're the one who said to us, "Finish that and you'll get more." Your corny jokes and stories covered lots of different ranges. Your motto was, "Jokes stay the same, it's the audience that changes." So we were subjected to the same jokes over and over again. And we could be seen rolling our eyes, and there goes Dad again. Some might say you had a flair for being melodramatic, but if we ask your wife, I think she'd say you were dogmatic, which was your favorite way to describe Dad. When fatherhood duties came around, our family always knew it. When no one else would volunteer, you'd eventually say, "I'll do it, I'll do it." Like taking us for drives to practice. As a young man, you probably thought I was a real pain in the ass, but you accepted me with all my faults by saying, "This too shall pass." This is for the bolder people, this next one. You became a condo board member, a move that was quite tactical. At meetings, you could often be heard declaring, "We're not being practical!" As years went by, your health declined, and under medications, a new cliche arose from this: "I know my limitations." You touched our lives with laughter, jokes, and cliches that were clever. Although you're gone, you're not forgotten. You'll be with us forever. One of Dad's last poems. This was for their 54th anniversary. And so she gave me a packet full of old pictures and photos, and this was tucked in there. And so I would like to read, these are my dad's words in his own writing. It's still hard to believe we've been married for 54 years. It all started with a passionate kiss and 24 beers. Others might have doubted this marriage would last. Our future was more important than lamenting the past. From latkes on a hot plate to the song "You Belong to Me" whenever it's sung, the years add up. For me, you will always be forever young. My wife, my lover, it's you I'm adoring. It's a pleasure to see you first thing in the morning. Each day is a new adventure, not knowing how it will unfold. It may not always go smoothly, the truth to be told. We both get over it and don't let it smolder. We know how to deal with it. We're both getting older. Happy 54th. Some people will tell some story. I want to get a few in now.